Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Simple Diversion. My name is Graham.
And my name is Rob.
And as you can see, we are together again. Social distancing still intact, but hey, we're in person. We are outside enjoying the beautiful air.
Yes.
And
the mowing of the lawn with the neighbors. So, yeah, if you hear that.
Trying to find some shade. But hey, what do we have here today?
We have some rabbit hole. And what kind of rabbit hole do we have?
This is Rabbit Hole Heigold.
Yep.
And this is part of, well, before we get into that, big thank you from Rabbit Hole for sending this to us.
Yes. They have been kind to us in the past years.
Yes.
There has been a time where they sent us some merchandise, some hats, a bar mat, and all that kind of stuff. There's a time they sent us some cigars, and now we have some whiskey.
And so big thank you to Rabbit Hole for enjoying the channel enough to send us this bottle to review for them. That is not going to persuade us in one way or the other. I think if, we're not going to just say, oh, we love it and it's great. We will still let you know if, hey, we don't like it, because that's why they sent it to us, I think.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if you've watched our recent videos and you've known us for a while, we're pretty honest.
Yeah. The great thing about Rabbit Hole is they seem down to earth. They invited us to do a VIP distillery tour, hopefully maybe in the spring or summer of next year, kind of when all this COVID stuff settles down.
Yeah.
So we're really looking forward to that as well, so stay tuned for that.
Well, let's get into it.
All right, well, what should they do before we get into it?
Oh, of course, they should like the video and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know when other videos are coming. And find us on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes, I know we've said it before. We want to do a video at least once a month.
Yep, and we have it.
This is a Kentucky straight bourbon. It's a high rye bourbon, not a rye whiskey. If it were, it would be 51% rye.
Okay.
But because it is still over 51% corn, it is a bourbon. It is aged 3 years, and the mash bill on this is going to be 70% corn, 25% rye, and 5% malted barley. The ABV is 47.5% or 95 proof.
All right, so the Heigold was introduced to us in September of 2019. It was aged in the new American oak barrels. The price goes about $70, I guess, depending on where you find it. But
the retail is $70.
Yeah.
It seems a little steep to me, but
yep.
I haven't had it yet. For 3 years, it seems a little steep.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Rabbit Hole is anytime we talk to other fellow channels or anything, they want to try it, but they're just not sure because of the price and how new they are. We keep trying to say, oh, the original Rabbit Hole was amazing.
Yep.
And so yeah, we love it for the price. We've bought how many bottles? A lot, probably.
Yeah, a few.
And so yeah, it's a little steep, but could it be worth it? We'll see. We'll see. I will say this though. Speaking of price, they do a lot of high class kind of things, such as the bottle. As you can see, it's very slick, it's very nice.
Love the shape.
Their distillery that opened up in 2018 looks amazing. And so they do a lot of good things. And like we said already, the whiskey tastes good.
Right.
So presentation and all that, I kind of understand where they're going in the high quality and price. So
for anybody that doesn't know, Rabbit Hole was founded in 2012 by Kava Zamanian. I'm not quite sure if I pronounced that right, and I know I get upset when people don't pronounce my name right, so I apologize. Yep. He was an Iranian immigrant who came over to America, was living in Chicago, and that's where he met his wife, Heather, and she introduced him to bourbon.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then from there he went down the rabbit hole, right?
Yep, and we're paraphrasing a little bit, but basically she took me down a rabbit hole that I would have never dared alone regarding the whiskey. Yeah. And then they moved to Kentucky, they started getting into all of this distilling stuff. And then in 2019, I think it's Pernod Ricard purchased Rabbit Hole as a majority stake owner.
Oh.
So it's still Rabbit Hole, but...
So is that why a lot of the names on the bottles changed, do you think?
No.
No. Okay.
Because...
Glad I asked.
So Ricard is a giant alcohol distributor.
Okay.
Owns a bunch of different brands. People are like, well, is this why the rebrand came? And really, they started this prior because they kind of knew what they were getting into, and this is 3 years plus, so it came out in 19, so they were working on this prior to the
and it's still fresh and still pretty new, so you can kind of do your own thing with it.
Yeah. And like you said, they opened their distillery in 2018.
Yes.
From pictures, it looks amazing.
Yep. It looks like, and I could be wrong. I should probably look into it, but it looks like it's almost like downtown.
Yep, it is.
Okay.
It's downtown
Yeah.
Louisville.
It's all glass.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I honestly cannot wait to go. I hope we can do it.
I want to.
We will. We will.
We will. Hey, look at the leaves. Look at the leaves.
It's leafing outside.
All right, let's get into this, Rob. The color. Well, let's pour it. Whew. It is.
I do.
Easy. This is a long pour for me, so I'm gonna.
It's okay.
I think I'm there. Oh, I'm there.
As you can see, we have the rabbit hole glasses.
Yes. So the color, it's gonna be like a light gold. Nice amber to it.
Yeah.
Ooh,
It smells good.
it smells really good.
Good on the nose there. I think honestly that's my favorite part of whiskey is nosing. Because
So yeah, and I hear you, and a lot of times bourbon's going to be kind of aggressive. This seems very delicate.
Yeah.
Very enticing to the nose.
so it does have a different nose than the Rabbit Hole Cave Hill. Whereas when I smell that, I know exactly, like, that's the Rabbit Hole. Right,
Yep.
right. Now this does have somewhat of a unique nose to it still. I mean, you can tell that it's still within the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to say definitely sweetness to it.
Yeah.
kind of along those delicate lines.
I get some apples, as you said, sweetness, kind of like a sweet apple. Some little fruits.
Hints of butterscotch for me, and like
Caramel.
yeah,
For
caramel,
sure. Yeah.
like gingerbread, that
Okay.
kind of that smell to it.
You know, and it's really nice when you have somebody else saying these things, and then you kind of go back into it, and you almost pick it up easier. You
And
know?
I'm not gonna lie, like, we haven't really worked on the art of nosing our
In
palates.
quite some time.
We've just enjoyed whiskey
Yeah.
in the past few months, so
Oh,
it takes a little bit of
that
getting
smells
back
good,
into the
though.
game. Maybe a little bit of oak too from the oak barrels.
Okay. I wonder what they do with the old barrels when they're done with them. They send them to like Scotland.
They do.
Or, do they?
Because like you said, they use new barrels, so they
Yeah.
can only use new barrels.
Yeah.
So they sell them to
like
Scotland.
Yeah.
Because they use a lot of used
Yeah.
bourbon barrels.
And they have all these. Yeah, for sure. All right. Well,
so they get to live on.
oh, they get to live on forever.
Cheers.
Cheers. Good
Look at
rabbit
that,
hole.
guys.
Very floral, flowery.
A little bit.
Not as much as what the PX Sherry was, or what's the new name for them now? PX Sherry?
Derringer.
Yeah. Not as floral as that, but just the right amount. It is sweet. This is good.
This is really good.
It's different. It has a hint of your typical bourbon, but it does have something that you, just like the original Rabbit Hole, the Cave Hill, you know it's Rabbit Hole.
It's definitely going to be sweet, delicate, not too intense, and I can definitely taste the spice and the rye, and spice kind of comes from that rye. So you can definitely tell it's a high rye bourbon.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really pleasant. The thing is too, this happens to me sometimes, when you don't drink for a few days,
Yeah.
you don't have a sip of anything.
Everything
and then-
tastes good.
Well, no, you taste it, but it kind of burns going down the throat.
Okay, yeah.
You ever get that?
Yep.
Like the first couple of swigs?
Yep.
This doesn't seem like...
It's
It's almost like tickling me as it goes down.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm like, I'm here.
Not aggressive at all. Which surprises me, being that it's 47.5% ABV. You would think it'd be a lot more
Right.
aggressive.
Sometimes I'm just kind of scared to try new things. If I really like something from a distillery, I'm almost too afraid to go to something else that they distill.
You don't want to be let down.
Because I have such high expectations on one thing that if something else is like then the distillery kind of goes down in my eyes.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm happy.
Yeah, this is very good. This is easy to drink.
Yeah.
The finish it's definitely not long lasting, but you can taste the spice, the oak, and then maybe a little bit of like vanilla with it. Maybe. I could just be overthinking it, but very good.
I would say it does have that Cave Hill flavor in the background, but like there's like almost like a hint of spice or something, like really, that kind of blends in and makes it different. I would give this about a minus. I enjoy it. No lower than a B plus. You know, depending on the day, of course, and how your palate is reacting to things. When it comes to price, that's kind of what brings it down a little bit. Nothing against the actual item itself. But
I'd like to see it in the $45 to $50 range.
I would too, but at the same time, it is 47%. It is a nice bottle. I could see it being like the $55, $60 range. But at $70, I would still buy it. I like it.
I'm also going to give this an A minus.
Okay.
You kind of read my mind. And again, the price, I would like it to see a little bit more affordable because, you know, we both have kids. We both drink on a budget nowadays.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good stuff out there for $20 to $40.
Yes.
So if this were like the $45 to $50 range, I think it would bring in a bigger audience.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of good stuff at the $70 range too, where this is at. And it's like, what do I get this or do I get this? Yeah. You know, and I think it's more of like a 50-50. Like, oh, I got this last time. Let me get the rabbit hole this time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's up there.
Also, it's very sweet and delicate, easy to drink, but I would like it to just have a little more kick, and that's the only reason I give it an A minus. Price, and then just a little more kick. But
and again, the appearance is 10 out of 10. Yeah. I love
the color
these bottles and the colors.
Blue.
And I love the shape of the bottle. That is what got us to get the first bottle.
You bought the first one.
Which was at the time, not Cave Hill, but
just the straight Kentucky bourbon.
Kentucky bourbon. And I love the rabbit on there, the shape of the bottle. I was like, I gotta try this. I don't care about the price.
And that's what a lot of people do. They look at the label and they look at the name.
Reading
and
its cover, and sometimes it works. So.
Because they all look the same on the inside.
Yeah, right.
So, but yeah, we definitely recommend this. Can't wait to try the other ones.
Would you say you like this or the Cave Hill better?
Well, I mean, it's tough. I'd like to try them hand in hand because I haven't had that for a while. I haven't had it since it was the Kentucky Straight Bourbon.
Well, Cave Hill is in my top 3.
Yeah.
So as of now, I would say the Cave Hill. But I think we should come up with a video in the near future where we do a side-by-side comparison. Maybe not really like a blind, because we know.
Yeah.
But like a side-by-side comparison to where we really, here it is.
I agree. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Hope you liked this video. Hopefully you learned a little bit about Rabbit Hole. And
don't get a bottle.
Don't get a bottle.
Like the video.
All right, guys. Until next time, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.
See you soon.